Alright, guys, real quick. There's gonna be a watermark on this one. I know, I messed up. And I can't pay for it either because now my card is currently locked out because it thinks that it's fraud because I'm trying to buy it. So, and they're closed today, so I can't call them and get it fixed. So, unfortunately, and I still want it to be out because it's Sunday night. It's the Sunday night podcast with the Big House. With Tate. Come on. Of course, I want to put it out tonight, but unfortunately, it's gonna have an export watermark, which is fine. It's okay because it doesn't matter. Okay. Anyway, back to the show. Focus. Alright, you lovely people, welcome back to the Big House. I'm your host, Tate, and guess what? Today we're doing a little laundry run, as you can tell from the title of this podcast episode. Basically, I was like, you know what? I haven't been doing the podcast at all, and I was like, well, I'm going to do the laundry. And so I was like, while I'm doing laundry, while it's going, I'll just try to fit in a quick little episode. So we currently have 56 minutes. That's all you guys are getting today, okay? It's like 56 minutes and 30 seconds or something like that. All right. So, which honestly, it might end sooner than that. We'll see how it goes. Okay. How you guys been? It's been a long time. This is like turned into an every couple of months podcast. Not my intention. I've been very busy. Been having a lot going on. Not gonna tell you what's going on because you don't need to know that information. You feel me? How are you guys doing? How have you guys been? Been doing good? What's been going on recently? I mean, there's all kinds of political stuff I could get into, but politics are boring. Let's talk about funny stuff. Let's see. The other day when I was driving in Iowa, I was working in Iowa. That's where I've been working for. I mean, I was probably working there when I was doing the last couple of podcasts. I'm ready to go home. I'm tired. Well, I am home, but you know what I mean. I'm sick of working at that place. I'm ready to go. That's what I say at the beginning of the week when I get there. I'm ready to go home, and everyone feels the same way. We're done with that job. It's just dragging on for too long. But at least it's getting nicer, so I can't complain. The weather has been. Eh, I mean, it's been up and down. It's always weird in February and March, um, but yeah. So I was the other day. Well, this was probably a couple weeks ago, but uh, I was driving in Iowa, and there was one of those people, that like the homeless people. I don't know if he was homeless or not, but he was just out on the corner playing his little saxophone. And I was like, hey, you know what? Props to that guy because at least he's actually trying to like give something back for money instead of just asking for money with a little cardboard sign scribbled with Sharpie that you can't read because it's too small. And the only time you can read it is once you get up close. You're always curious, right? Like when you drive past those people, you're like, let's see what this fucker wrote down. Or fricker, sorry. Forgot I was trying to not cuss as much. You drive up past him and you're like, let's see what this dude wrote down on his sign. Like, what's so special about him? Sometimes it's obvious. Sometimes they're just in a wheelchair or they got limbs missing or something and they got like they got like duct tape to their chest. um so it's like you always want to go and read and see what they say. And there's been some pretty funny ones I've seen in my day. Um, but this guy, I don't know why I'm going down that tangent. Basically, this dude was playing the saxophone, and you got to give respect to him because he's not just begging. He's playing some beautiful tunes, such as the Baby Shark melody on the saxophone. And it was terrible. It was awful. Unfortunately for him, I was not driving past him like right next to him to where I could stop and give him money. He was across the street, but I had heard him playing it. And I was like, you know what? Good for that guy. He's living his best life, just trying to make a couple extra dollars. Who knows what he's going through, but at least he's trying to, keep his head up and play some beautiful melodies for the good world, which I respect. Can't help but respect it. So yeah, there's that. And then That's pretty much all that's happened within the last 70 days. So, or let's see. Let's see real quick. How long ago was it? Was it like? Is it coming up on 3 months now? Oh boy, I gotta call myself out, bro, because this is bad. I mean, if you listen to any of the other podcasts beforehand, if you're a new listener, welcome to the big house. You probably won't stick around because I'm terrible at schedules. I always make a schedule. This is supposed to be a Sunday night podcast, which it is Sunday night today, by the way. So I'm coming back. Probably not. Probably not coming back. I'll probably just do the same thing I've been doing. But it's all good. It's all good. Let's see here. The last one I uploaded was podcast number 17 and January 3rd. So it's been a while. It's been a long time. But we're back. We're loving it. We're doing good. I mean, everyone has their highs and lows, but you know what? I have nothing to complain about, really. I just, future's looking bright. I'll just say that. Found out that I have a nephew or a niece coming. That's pretty exciting. Old boy's gonna be an uncle? What? Dude, you best believe I'm gonna drip out my little guy. I mean, he's not my little guy, but he will be. I'm gonna be the cool uncle, I'm gonna drip him out. Have him on a Gucci belt and shit. Dude, that'd be awesome. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even believe in name brands like that. Anyway, I don't know why I would buy it for a baby who's gonna grow out of it within. I mean, dude, I'm actually curious to see how much a Gucci belt cost for. I mean, kids don't wear belts? They probably don't even have a belt. Let's see, Gucci belt for kids. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Yeah, $300. $315 for a Gucci belt for a child. In case you were wondering. So, yeah, I don't know who's spending that kind of money, but maybe don't. Maybe don't do that. Maybe if everyone would stop buying their products, maybe it would. Maybe the prices would go down a little bit. Get one of those. What are those sales when stores are like closing for good? It's like like a last call. What do they call that thing? There's a name for it. Anyway, yeah, pretty much just been living life. I mean, there really hasn't been anything too life changing that's happened. Kind of just been kicking it, kicking it and keeping it real, like a young OG should. You know what I'm saying? I did go to the gym today. Went to church today for the first time in a while. Well, that's not true. Last week I went to church for the first time in a while. But that was for one of our family friends who went and got baptized. And it was awesome. I'm really glad I went to that because it was beautiful. Went to church today. It was good. I'm not going to lie. I was pretty tired and I almost fell asleep, but I didn't because I'm a grown-up now and I know better. When I was a kid, I was constantly hitting that snooze button, bro. I was always just asleep everywhere. I was always tired, But these days, I'm an adult. I got responsibilities. I got to stay awake. I got to force myself to be awake. Because I don't want to be a grown-up falling asleep in church. Come on. I got standards, Got a reputation to withhold. But I'm not going to lie. It kind of dragged on a little bit. He wasn't the best speaker. I mean, he did a good job. It was more just, I don't know. He was new to it, I think, which is fine. Do your thing. Happy for you. Almost put me to sleep, but happy for you. But it was good. They actually had the youth band play, and they were actually really good. I was surprised. A bunch of the teens came and they were playing the guitars and keyboards, and then they were like swapping, and then other kids were. I was like, damn, these are all very musically talented kids up here. Good for you guys. And they played some pretty good songs too. Some I've never heard before. Actually, I'm pretty sure they were all ones I've never heard before, but there's some pretty catchy ones. And then after church, we went to go to Bob Evans. I don't know if you've ever been to Bob Evans. I don't know if it's a more Midwestern thing or not. Um, but it's just like, it's kind of like an IHOP a little bit, but more sit down than like, I don't think Bob Evans has a drive-through, if that makes sense. Um, but it was good. Got the dude. I don't know what it is about putting an egg and potatoes on a hamburger, but dude, I could eat one of those every single day. I think. I mean, it's literally just the best. Just a good old breakfast burger. I mean, yeah, I'll take one every day. If there was one food that I could pick to have every single day for breakfast, it would be that for sure. And if I had like an infinite amount, if I like, stumbled upon a genie and he was like, "Listen, dude, you get 3 wishes, but since you found me in a shitty old Waffle House, some magic lamp chilling in a Waffle House, um, since you found me here, it can only be food related wishes." I'd be like, "All right, well, I mean, infinite breakfast burgers, number one, and then the other two I'd have to figure out later. Probably like, I don't know, infinite water or something. Then I could just sell all my water and become rich off of that or something. Or I could be a good person and not be greedy, because I like to talk about how terrible corporate greed is. But if I had control of infinite clean water, it would feel like an obligation, to help the good people. But, I gotta get something in return too, I'm just kidding. It does kind of feel that way though, doesn't it? The way the world is so corrupt now, it's kind of making everyone else selfish as well. And I say the whole world, but I strictly mean America because I'm an American and I see only American shit. For obvious reasons, the media doesn't like to show me too much of world politics as much as it does want to show me all of the intense, aggravated divide between people in America today. I mean, it's dude, makes me not want to get on the internet. I mean, it just ruins my day. Like, dude, I gotta say this real quick. Can we figure out as human beings that we are so similar and that we should probably stop being such a dick slash bitch, excuse my French, to literally everyone else around you strictly because they don't believe in a certain value that you have. I think that people get way too heated in debates these days, and they let their emotions control them a little more, and then they start to say things that are pretty nasty and gnarly, and then all of a sudden your debate's out the door, and then you wonder why everyone else has voted for Trump. And that's just how that went, by the way. You guys couldn't keep your cool. Trump kept a level head through the entire thing, whether you like to agree with that or not. And so far, it seems like he's doing some pretty good stuff. We got Elon Musk, which is probably the smartest person to ever exist. I mean, that's subjective, obviously, but I mean, dude he's done stuff that humans have never even seen before. Not that other people haven't done that prior, but I mean, this guy's wanting to go to Mars, and he's thinking we might actually be able to. So best wishes, going to Mars. Could you imagine if we ended up colonizing Mars and we had all the rich people, all the rich billionaires go there, and then, I mean, we would fight each other. Like imagine Mars turns into Earth too, right? Like it just gets completely overhauled. They got plants, they got trees, they got everything to make it just like Earth, right? They're shipping water over there, making their own man-made lakes and shit. Until eventually it gets its own atmosphere, and then it's got a habitable atmosphere to where it's raining and it just has like the normal weather cycle, just like Earth. Just a little bit different though, because it's Mars, So they probably got like more dust storms and such like that. But imagine we end up being able to live there. And all of a sudden now there's two. Dude, you know how racist we would be against Mars people? Dude, Earth and Mars would hate each other. I mean, I don't know, dude. That's just, it's a crazy thing to think about because it feels like that's true. Like, man, fuck all them rich assholes living on Mars, dude. They just up and left Earth, and now they're taking. Now we're sending all our resources over there. We'd start hating them. Like, yeah, yeah, yeah. You guys got all that special tech equipment. How about you guys go find your own fucking water? You know, frickin' sorry. I'm sorry. I'm trying to do better. I know it doesn't mean nothing to you guys, but it means something to me, and I'm not honoring my vows. You know. It's not that serious, but it is, you know. But anyway, yeah, I feel like we'd start calling them. We'd come up with new slurs, calling them all like stupid redheaded Martian people or some shit. We'd start getting like very nasty with them, and then what happens? Then we start sending intergalactic missiles at each other when we start can't argue can't agree on stuff. You know, I don't know. I don't know if that's ever gonna happen in our lifetime. Because people keep talking about how advanced technology has gotten, but at the same time, um, I can't use Siri on my phone ever. Like, I mean, what's up with Siri, right? What is up with Siri? Because I remember back when Siri first came out, she was genuinely helpful, and now these days, whenever I try to use Siri, when I got my headphones on, I'm just talking normally, and all of a sudden I'll say a sentence with 0 S's and 0 R's. 0 I's too. Maybe that's not true, but it won't sound like, if you say it, nothing will sound like I said Siri in that sentence, and she'll just be like, hello? And then she'll start doing shit for me. Like, just to confirm, you want me to call Joshua? It's like, no, don't call Joshua. I haven't talked to him in years, you know? It's like, I'm trying to work right now. I'm just listening to music, and all of a sudden I'm in a phone call with Josh. Like, I don't know. It's just, man, I just don't know. All this whole idea that technology is so advanced, it's like, dude, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is advanced. Like, all kinds of separate subgenres of technology, such as, like, I don't know, like agricultural technology, shit like that. Maybe. But as far as it comes to consumerism and for the general public, technology has pretty much peaked, I feel like. Like, yeah, we get a couple new features here and there, but most of these features we're getting are making it harder on us to stay off of the damn thing, or just making it just like, I can't think of any amazing examples off the top of my head. Like, I would have to have it happen to me to be like, yeah, this is exactly the shit I was talking about in that laundry run episode 18 of the, Big House podcast. But I can't come up with any right now. But you guys know what I'm talking about. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. Like, dude, it just seems like all of these, when it comes to video games, when it comes to movies, when it comes to social media, it all just feels like everyone is trying to copy the same thing. Advertisement's the same way. Everyone's trying to cater to the younger audience, but they're doing it in a way that is, it's just, bleh. It's just, bleh. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, it feels like you have an agenda behind sometimes. Like, for instance, I mean, every single social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or X, whatever you want to call it, all of them, TikTok, bro, they all have the same infinite scroll of, like, shorts. Like YouTube shorts now. It's like, dude, is anyone going to be original anymore, or is that just what it is now? Is it just we're just doomed to just sit there and just keep scrolling through that quick dopamine spike? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't, no one genuinely likes it. I mean, some people are like, oh yeah, I learned a lot of stuff from it, but they don't really, like, they think that they do because it's like, oh yeah, I remember that one thing I saw, but like, I don't know. Like, for example, there's been a couple times where I mean, not a couple times. There's been a lot of times where on my feed I would get a brand new like Boy Scout knot, like some crazy knot, and it's like this is useful for this situation in particular. It's like, whoa, I've been through that situation before. Next time I'll remember that knot. And then I go. The only way to actually do that is if you're actually going to grab some rope and actually practice the knot. Which I don't know if you know this, but whenever you're sitting there scrolling on your phone, you're not going to get up to do shit. You're not going to go get a rope and try to learn that knot. You're just learning that that knot exists. That is it. It's like, wow, some useful information that I've been duped into thinking is actually profiting me. I don't know, dude. It's too much. It's too much stuff. And then the advertisements, bro. I could go on and on about advertisements. But the one thing that I will say about ads is that I am sick and tired of not knowing who the person was. Granted, I've never looked it up, so it's not his fault. I just want to know whose idea it was. I mean, this goes back all the way to cable, which for cable I can understand. But if I'm paying for a subscription, such as Netflix, Netflix has 2 different subscriptions now. I remember when you could first subscribe to Netflix, it was they would send you DVDs in the mail, and then eventually, once the technology, streaming all blew up and everything, you could pay for Netflix and you could pay for Hulu, and those were the 2 big ones, Netflix and Hulu. And Netflix was by far the most massive. Obviously, still to this day they are. There's a lot more other ones bigger now too, like HBO and Peacock and all those. But they have two subscriptions now, where one you pay for them, but you still get advertisement, which I think is so stupid. And then the second one is that you pay for it with no ads, and it's like double the price. And it's like double the price that it used to be, which I get it. It's inflation. Like, you got to, figure out some way to make money too. But you guys have so much money, and it's not our problem that you guys can't figure out how to finance your money better to do better for the people. Like, it's when it all boils down to it, it's never for the consumer. It's always for the people profiting off of the consumers. And that shouldn't be that way. But it's never going to change either. That's just how it is. I mean, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. It's one of the very faults of human beings. You always want more. So that'll pretty much never change. Basically, what I'm telling you is that it's hopeless out there, and the rich get richer, and the poor will stay poor forever. Yeah, there's certain people that will obviously rise above, and that's usually because they're very lucky people. I mean, you could be as talented as you want, but if you don't actually do anything to take the right steps to really show that talent and use it to your advantage as a tool to propel yourself above, the poor class, the middle class, the low class, whatever, you're never going to make it. And that's just how that is too, it's terrible, but, that's just the world we live in. Because I know a lot of talented people that are probably not going to be shit. They're just going to be normal people, which is fine too. It's not for everyone either, You see so much potential in people, and then you just watch them throw it away, and it all goes to waste. It's like, man, that's tough. But that's just how life goes sometimes. And I don't want to be one of those people, I try my best to put my front foot forward and, keep my chin up and try to really, do the podcast, for instance. I'm not saying that the podcast is what's going to make me big and that I'm talented for doing it, but I do think that it's a lot of fun, and it's personal to me, and it's something that I want to share, and I know that some people actually like listening to it. So, and I enjoy doing it, and maybe that's what it is. Maybe the moral of the story is that use your potential to expand the horizons to the limit that you want it. Like, you have to, in life, you really have to know where you want to be, and that's important to think about. And I usually never really think about, like, making an actual, like, this is where I want to be within, next 5-10 years, right? Because if you're just living day to day and you're just like, oh yeah, I'll get around to it, or you're just like waiting for shit to happen to you, it's like, dude, ain't nothing ever gonna happen then. You gotta go out and do it yourself. So I'm trying to work on music a little more. I'm trying to learn more. I would like to learn the piano a little more. I feel like that's a great starter because once I can actually master the piano, then I feel like I can master pretty much any other instrument after that. Now, I say that, but am I actively trying to play the piano? Not yet. I need a little more time. I've been very busy. But that's also the beauty of it, too, is because through all the struggle that you go through, you also have to acknowledge the fact that you're working hard, but you're also working hard to fit in your dreams as well. And I feel like those are the people that genuinely succeed, are the people that actually take the time out to really plan it and figure out how they can weave their shit in, rather than just being like, nope, don't have time, can't do it, move on to something else. Because that's just not the way to go about it. I mean, you just won't get anything done. You won't feel fulfilled. You won't be satisfied with anything. We're getting deep on this one, guys. I don't, fuck, man, stop me. Somebody stop me, dude. I mean, I don't want to get too deep here. It's already been 30 minutes, and it says that my timer still has 31 minutes. And I'm not going to lie, I'm already drained from talking to you guys. Because I'm talking to a brick wall, and I'm talking a million miles an hour. And I don't even know if you guys genuinely like it, because none of you leave comments. I have a quarrel with you fuckers. Sorry. Sorry, that was intense. I have a quarrel with you fine gentlemen and ladies out there that listen to this podcast. I need to hear some comments, okay? I've told you plenty of times in these other podcasts to leave comment. And I don't know if you guys are even listening to the whole thing through. Probably not. I don't blame you. But also, if you're a real fan, give me a comment and tell me how, I don't know. We'll come back to that one. I don't know. Tell me something like, man, I don't know. Just give me a comment. Just say something, Let me know what you liked about the podcast. Let me know what you didn't like. Let me know if you missed me. If you hate that I've been gone for this long. Need some feedback, dogs. You know what I'm saying? Need some motherfucking feedback. I'm going to eat some Samoas. Because I got some Girl Scout cookies here. Got them when I went bowling. Went bowling with my boys. And next thing we knew, a little girl came up. Asked us if we wanted some Girl Scout cookies. And I said, lucky for you, I have plenty of cash to pay for some. So I got some, obviously. I got the goats, the Samoas. And then I also got some of the smaller ones, which are seasonal and they're delicious. Now, I was also recently informed that the Girl Scouts are putting some terrible shit in these cookies. Now, I'm not one to really care because it tastes so delicious. I do care. Sorry for the loud noises, by the way. I do care. I do care that these are terrible for me and for anyone, because supposedly they have all kinds of terrible chemicals and metals that are way higher than they're supposed to be for, for the FDA to approve, But that doesn't stop the fact that they are so delicious, dude. I mean, if I could pick one dessert for the rest of my life, that's my second wish from this genie. This guy right here. If I could have an infinite amount of these, and then they not kill me, I'd be living good. I'd be living like a king. Infinite water, infinite breakfast burgers, and infinite Girl Scout Samoas. Man. Dude. And the crazy part about these cookies, too, is that they just get better after every single cookie. The next one's always better than this last one. And it's probably because of all the chemicals. Now, supposedly, allegedly, these things have something with a G. It's like glycine or something like that, which is the same shit that I don't know if it still is, but used to be in Roundup, like the weed killer that farmers would use. And it tainted all of our plants, and now we have a little bit of that. Like everyone in America and in the world has like a little bit of that, like in them. Not enough to kill them, but it's in your system forever. Like your body doesn't know what to do with it, so it's just stuck inside of you. Isn't that crazy? Humans have fucked up so bad to the point where they have made a creation. The didn't think far ahead enough about, or just not enough consideration about the thing, that there is now chemicals that are permanently in people forever. I mean, that's pretty mind blowing if you ask me. Not surprising, but it's still crazy. Like, we're out here. Dude, they used to dump so much chemicals into the water. Probably still do. I remember I watched a movie. It was called Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo. And he basically plays a lawyer who ends up finding out that a bunch of people in this one town, I can't remember who it was or what the company was that ended up poisoning these people. I think it was Teflon. I think it was something with Teflon. Um, they basically dumped all of their chemicals and shit into the water, and so all the water that people were drinking in this town, I mean, it was just severely destroying these people. Like their mouths were getting destroyed, the teeth were all messed up, and it was ended up killing people. And towards the end of the movie, spoiler alert, ends up winning, I believe. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I watched it. He probably didn't. He probably lost. If I'm being real, if we're talking, real life. Because if you have enough money, you can literally get away with anything, and it's crazy. I mean, the Epstein files alone show that. I mean, we've been talking about these Epstein files coming out for how long now, and no news. Same with the Diddy stuff. I mean, let's get this information out so we know who's terrible and who's not, so we can actually, I mean, come on now. But I don't know, dude. Just a lot of crazy stuff in the world. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Teflon. The people that were putting like the non-stick shit on like, your cooking pans and stuff like that. Supposedly that stuff was just like destroying people's immune systems or something like that. And I can't remember the statistic, but it's in the 90% of all Americans, it might have been the whole world, have like a little bit of that chemical in their body permanently. That blows my mind. That's crazy. One company did that. And they're still around. They always will be. They just get like some big fine, which ain't shit to them, because they got all kinds of money racking in. But it's whatever. I mean, what are you gonna do about it? I gotta stop eating this. Putting permanent chemicals into my body. They're so good though, dude. Man, I just worked out and I couldn't help myself. I just went and ate some more Samoas. I mean, I'm trying to gain weight, but that is not the right weight I need to be gaining. I don't think. What we got in here? Yeah, see, I got saturated fat. I can't remember which fat is the good fat that I want, but maybe it is the saturated fat. Maybe these are perfect for me. Maybe I just need to eat 1 billion of these and then also go to the gym and turn all my fat into muscle, But yeah, I mean it's interesting times these days. Really don't know what else to talk about if I'm being for real. I would like to go through the whole rest of these 22 minutes with you, but I'm also brain farting quite hard right now. And I honestly am getting bored because, like I said, you guys aren't giving me anything. I'm just talking to the open void of the internet. And I'm not gonna lie, that gets difficult. It does, especially when I come unprepared, which is my fault. I could have written some stuff down to talk about to fill out the whole time, but I don't have time for that today. And I still wanted to do the podcast, so this is what you're getting. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. So, yeah, I think I'm just gonna cut it. But it's been real, you know. Um, I who knows when I'll be back. I'm not gonna give you, I'm not gonna say, oh, next weekend for sure. I'm gonna try my hardest because I'm not going to. You'll see me when you see me. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed. This has been the big the. All right, dude. All right. See, this is the problem. This has been the Big House. I'm your host Tate. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Let's kick it, dude. Let's start shit off strong. Let's get it. Come on. Let's go get this money. Let's go and kill the corporate greed. Let's get it. I mean, we have to murder some of these people if we're being real. No, I'm just kidding. See, that's another thing, too. Before we go, real quick. The amount of people that are just actively calling for people to be assassinated is crazy to me. Like, the higher up price. So just saw the other day, someone was actively, being for real, by the way. This wasn't satire. This wasn't a joke. Basically saying that they need to assassinate Elon Musk. And it's like, dude, all right, bro. We're hopeless. We're hopeless. We got nothing but dumb shits running around telling, other people to go kill people that we need. We need that guy. I mean, anyway, it's been real. I hope you guys have a good one. Take care, Take care. What are you still doing here? It's over. The podcast is over. Would you think I was going to give you another secret 20 minutes? Turns out that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kidding. Dude, come on. Leave. Go do something else.